welcome to another Cinema 4D tutorial, and this one is going to be based around the first tutorial that we did, which is posted on my channel, based around the Android character. The very first project we did was very basic to get whoever started on Cinema 4D started, but this tutorial we're going to do right now, from start to finish, is going to be for more advanced users, but obviously you can still follow along if you want to give it a crack. So this is who we're going to be creating, this guy here, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. So what we need to do is we'll just begin. So I'll open up Cinema 4D here. Every time I start off in Cinema 4D on a project, I like to set up my project and my windows the way I see fit to create my project the best I can. So basically, before we start, what we want to do is we want to come up to this little button here and change to our 4 points. We've got a front, top, perspective and right. Now we're only going to be using 2 of these screens, which is going to be the perspective mode and the front mode. We're not going to need the top and we're not going to need the right, so we won't bother with these. So what we're going to do is we're just going to click inside this box here, and we're going to click on back, and we're going to load our image. So I'm just going to find my image very quickly, and this is my image here of my Android man. Blow it up to full screen, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start off with the head here. So we're going to come up to the box and we're going to first of all create a sphere, and then what we're going to do is just bring that up and line this line here with the bottom of the head, and just basically stretch it out until it reaches the corners. Now if we look up here, obviously it's not flush with his head, so what we're basically going to do first, and obviously this bit is hanging over, we're going to come up to type and we're going to change that to hemisphere, like that, and that will cut the bottom in half. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come over to our chord and we're going to reduce our y-axis, and we're just going to slowly bring that down so it's flush with the top. If you see the white line, I know it's not very clear because the white background, but you should be able to see it fine, like that. So we're just going to make that flush with the head like that. So if we go back to our perspective mode, we can see we have our head here, like so. So also what we want to do is, because if we render this out now, it's got a very jagged edge, and we want to make this as smooth as we possibly can. So all we're going to do is we're going to select on our sphere, and then we're going to bring our segments up to about 95, like so. So when we render it out now, we've got a nice, very nice smooth finish, like so. Okay, now we've done that, we've got a bit of a hole here, as you can see. So we're going to try and close that off. So we're going to come down here to this button here, we're going to click on this, we're going to right click, and then we're going to click on make editable, like so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to close this. Okay, so we're just going to click on this button here so it goes blue, we're going to right click, and then we're going to come down to here, sorry, up here, and we're going to click on close polygon hole, like this. Now you've got to zoom in, because when we hit that corner it'll highlight. It's a bit fiddly, but as soon as you hit the corner it will highlight, and then all we're just going to do is press the left mouse button like so, and as you can see it's all sealed up like this. So that's cool, so happy with that, that's brilliant. So before we forget, we don't want to leave it on this mode, we want to come up, re-click on this box here, like this. Okay, so now what we want to do is come back into our top mode, and then what we're going to do is we're going to work on the eyes. like so. If this is not flush, you can easily just bring it over and just flush out, but that looks absolutely fine. Right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to come up to our box and we're going to create a cylinder. Zoom in a bit, bring it up to the eye, like so, and place the blue dot in the center of the eye, like this. And then we're going to click our rotate tool and just spin the cylinder up, like so. Shrink it down, like that, and then come back to our move tool. So as you can see, the eye fits. Now to get a decent symmetry, it won't be exact, but it should be okay. What we're going to do with our cylinder highlighted, we're going to come up here and we're going to click on symmetry, and then we're going to grab our cylinder and we're going to drag it on top of our symmetry, which will give us another eye here. So when we move like this, they both move together, like so. So now if we come back into our perspective mode, like so, all we have to do is drag our eyes like that and just bring them out. Sorry, just grab the blue, bring it out, bring them a bit together like that. Just bring them out a little bit, position them where you want to position them, and just bring them out just slightly so they're hanging out like so. Now what you want to do is you want to click on your symmetry again, and what we're going to do is we're going to come back up to this one here and we're going to create a bowlie like that, and then we drag our symmetry into our bowlie, and then our sphere, we're going to drag that on top of our bowlie like so, like that, and now we'll have this effect like so. So that's cool. That bit's done, like that. So we're going to come back into our perspective mode, sorry, our 4 pins, and then we're going to go back into our grid. It's not entirely level, but that eye is obviously level with this side, so that's absolutely fine. If we bothered about it, all we have to do is click on our sphere and bring it down like that, but that's fine. Just always check when you're doing things so it's nice and neat, and you have a good finish. Okay, next we want to create our antennas. So we're going to come back up to, sorry, wrong one, and we're going to create another cylinder. We're going to bring our cylinder up like so, place the blue dot on the top like so, click our rotate tool and just spin it around like this. So basically this red line is flush with the green antenna. Shrink it up to the same size, bring it down like this. But now when we look closely here, it's not a perfect finish because obviously this is a cylinder and it's got a rounded off edge, but this is squared off, but that's an easy way to fix that. We just basically come over to our object, we go to our caps here, and then when we click on fillet caps, it will round it off like so, like you can see, like that. Now we need to make another one over here, which is quite quick. So we want to come up to here, we're going to go down to symmetry like so, and we're going to click on our cylinder and bring it on top of our symmetry, so we get another one, and just basically move it into the position we feel looks a lot better, like that. That's fine. It doesn't have to be accurate, we're like right on top of the green, because it's going to look good no matter what. So now when we come back into our perspective mode, as you can see, we've got a nice set of antennas like so. But just click on our symmetry again, and what we'll do, that's fine. Actually, I'll tell you what, we'll just leave it like that, so that's absolutely fine. Like so. Okay, go back into our 4-point mode, and then we're going to blow this one up again. And now we are going to work on the body. down here. Okay, so we want to come up to here and we want to create a cylinder. We want to bring it into the same size, just let it hang over a bit, because obviously when you sort of move them down you have to drag it up anyway. So level that off, bring that up, and just make sure it's flush. You can fix it later, it don't matter. You can fix it in perspective view, so it don't really matter. Just drag it on like that, and just to make sure that this orange line matches the head here. Okay, and obviously if you can see down the bottom here again, it's square, so all we have to do, we've got our cap selected, automatically click on fillet, and basically it should round it off fine. Just bring it into position so it looks a bit neater. So that should look okay, like so. So if we come here now, bring this guy up here, it don't look very right, because obviously if you can see what I was saying, if he doesn't match the size of his head, he's going to look right. But that's not a problem, because like I say, we can just drag the corners and just make him a little bit bigger, like so. So that's cool. This. Right, now the segments are set to 1, so that's going to give us a rough cut when we render. It's not, you can see just down here, it's a little bit jerky. So basically we want to bring that to about 95, same as the head. Press enter. So now when we render him out, he's gonna look a lot better. Right, so that's done there. So let's bring it out, zoom out with that, bring him over here so we can see him fully. Okay, so he looks fine like that. Come up to a window. As you can see, it's gone a bit over, like I say, it always does in this project, I don't know why, but it looks pretty good anyway. Now this is quite an easy bit here. We're just going to have another cylinder, and we're going to bring the cylinder over. We're going to shrink it to size, like so. Bring this down. Just make sure it's flush, the top and the bottom. And then we're just going to hit the fillet cap to round the edges off, like so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come up here, we're going to hit on symmetry, and we're just going to bring our cylinder on top of our symmetry. Oh, sorry, that didn't work. Like that. So we get another one, and just basically move them into place. Like I say, they won't be exactly flush, I don't know why, but still, when you come into perspective mode, you can just fix that. You can just bring the arms forward. As you can see, he's looking pretty cool. Click on that. He's fine like that. We're just going to make this segment of this one 95. And we're just going to make similar to that, 95. This one, that should be automatic because they're the same. Right, yeah, okay, so let's change both, great, because they're both the same. Linked together. So he's looking alright, he's looking pretty cool. Sorry about the TV in the background, by the way, guys. Shouldn't affect the recording too much. But if it does, oh well. Okay, on the final stages, we're going to come down and we're going to create another cylinder. Bring it to the bottom, line it up with our legs, right to this point. Reduce the size, like so. Bring it along like this. And then we're going to hit our fillet cap again. Come up to here. Sorry, wrong one. We're going to come up to here, create another symmetry, and this we're going to drag onto this symmetry like so. Just double it up and just bring it into position like that. So now when we go into our perspective mode, as you can see, we've got his legs. We'll just click on both and just bring the legs forward. Sorry, wrong one. That's the arms, that's the legs. And we're just going to bring that like that. So I bring the legs just forward just a bit, and maybe just bring them a little bit up like that. And there he is, your little Android man. So now when we render him out, he doesn't look too bad at all. So yeah, this has been a detailed tutorial on how to create your very own Android man for Advance. It's the next step up from obviously the project we did before. The effects weren't too great on the project we did before because obviously we were only using, if you can remember, we was only using capsules and that's it. We wasn't doing any extrusion, we wasn't doing any copying, we wasn't using any symmetries and stuff like that. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Come back for the next tutorial. And I'll have some more bits and pieces to show you. When you colour them in, obviously, if you know how to texture, if you don't know how to texture, then obviously I'll do a tutorial on texturing. Just tell me if you want to learn it, and I'll throw a video on for you. But yeah, he is done. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.